There's something called separation, and there's something that's called wholeness. And these words have been used for thousands of years, attempting to illustrate something profound. Also pointing in a way that says we see ourselves as separate and we long to return to wholeness. Separation isn't real. There is nothing that exists in reality that is separate from something else. Everything that is the one thing, and the one thing is sacred. To really recognize this, everything you see becomes sacred. From the tea you might be drinking to the person you see crossing the street. It's as if all of life becomes more vibrantly alive and held in the heart of God. This points towards the magnitude of the gift waiting to be discovered within the human experience. The concept of God is a pointer toward reality, toward a reality that contains no separation, toward a reality that is united in all of its parts that are not really parts, but are playful expressions of the one pretending not to be the one. A flower pretending to be a flower when really it's God. A bird pretending to be a bird when really it's God. A tree pretending to be a tree when really it is the sacred. In all of these things, the flower, the bird, and the tree, in their pretending to be something separate, they are actually expressions of the same thing. Yet we can give them different names. The confusion lies in believing the names rather than seeing what they really are. And to see what they really are, you cannot help but recognize them as sacred. Of course, this speaks to a profound depth of what you really are, not your name, and what other people are, and what all of life is. If there is no separation, then why do things appear to be separate? Because that's how they're seen. We believe in our idea about them that puts them in their own separate box, disconnecting them from everything else. Another way to illustrate this is like you wander through a field and you stumble upon a gorgeous flower, and this flower's beauty captures time from you. You discover a profound gratitude for this flower. You say, "My goodness, you're so amazing." And you think you're talking to the flower, not realizing that you're talking to life. In your gratitude for the flower, unseen is a gratitude for the soil that holds space for that flower. If it wasn't for the soil, there would be no flower. In your gratitude for the flower is gratitude for the rain, a rain that has nurtured this flower. Without the rain, there would be no flower. In your gratitude for the flower is a gratitude for every single star. For if the stars were not as they are, there would be no flower. Your gratitude for the flower is a gratitude for everything, which is gratitude for the sacredness within it all. It's only the misunderstanding that thinks the flower is separate that limits the flow of gratitude. I think I'm only grateful for the flower, and yet there's an infinite well of gratitude waiting to touch everything that you see. A gratitude extended to the flower, which then extends itself to the soil, and then to the rain, and then to the stars, eventually comes right back to you. My sharing of gratitude with the flower is a sharing of gratitude for what I am, because I too am this. The flower and I are one. This speaks so directly to the sacred. And I hope for many watching, there's a silent whisper in your heart that says, holy shit. How often do we go about our lives thinking the flower is just a flower? How often are we perceiving and believing in a separation not really there? And consequently, how deep is the separation we see in ourselves as disconnected from the whole damn thing? The separation that says this is not also that is only a thought believed in, yet to be still and to see things from a space way before the mind even moves this wholeness is incredibly easy to see. It's as easy to see as observing a tree with 1,000 leaves. And even though those leaves might have different names, you know they are part of the tree. Even if they fall, they are still the tree.